What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today what I'm going to do is I kind of just started working on an auto Dragons B17. And this is just because the most sought after dragon to run is going to be Dragons B10, and that's because you get only 6-star gems for one, and you have the chance of getting the in-game dragon gems as well, Siphon being the number one sought after gem set. But the alternative to running, of course, DB10 is to run any of the lower levels with the specific slot that you want. And like I mentioned in another video, I kind of just gemmed through everything up from, it was maybe DB4, DB6, I can't remember where I stopped. And I just kind of gemmed my way up to Dragons B10, and I just built a team for that because, it'll randomly drop, any slot shape. You just have to get lucky to get the dragon gems that you want. But the alternative to running Dragons B10 for a lot of people is to run Dragons B8, Dragons B7, and that's the Dark Dragon. So in DB7, the dragon here is a little bit squishier. He doesn't seem to do quite as much damage with his breath attack, and also, unlike, he doesn't have a CC on his breath attack. He's got fatigue, whereas in DB10, if the dragon gets off his breath attack, he has I think it's a 2-turn shock, which is pretty much a death sentence once it lands. So the dragon here is a little bit easier. He's also a little bit squishier, so he will take a lot more damage, much easier than on DB10. So those are some of the reasons why people like to run this dragon. So he's easier than the DB10 dragon. Also, he drops square slots, and since we tend to run golems B8 for square slot gems, a lot of people tend to put more preference on having square slots on their monsters if you can kind of select your, if you have more of a selection of monsters in their gem slots. I've kind of manualed this dragon periodically up until now, but it kind of takes, of course, manualing takes time. So what I wanted to do was see if I could build a auto, or at least semi-auto team, and this would be a semi-auto team. And I just done this because I just now, not just now, but yesterday I evoed, maybe it was the day before, but I super evoed my Dark Miho. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show my main semi-auto team. And when I say semi-auto, that's because I do target the high threat monsters on the field. So I will to the Dark Purse, and I will target the dragon just to ensure just to bring in some stability to the run. I don't think I haven't really tried not targeting them, but because these monsters are not all on Siphon, I think it's just better to do some targeting in this case. But yeah, I think if you can get more monsters on Siphon, and if you can kind of take off the healer I have here for more damage, then maybe you can just full auto this. But this is semi-auto, but it still works for me. And so the makeup of this team is a Dark Cupid, Super Evolved Dark Miho, Light Jean, and a Dark Sierra. Now I know that these monsters are pretty, it takes some RNG to get at least 2 of these monsters. The Sierra was farmable. I say farmable, but I know a lot of people had some difficulty with making her. And then of course if you were able to get a Dark Miho in the rebirth, then everyone has the opportunity to make the Dark Miho as long as you can collect enough dark stones. So I know these monsters are fairly hard to get. So what I will do is I'll show a build, for a similar build that you can use, that only uses monsters that everyone has had access to within the past few months. So that build will be at the end, but I wanted to show a few runs with my main team, just so you guys can kind of see how it works. And also, I think you'll get to see the Dark Miho's her super evolved skill. I think it's really nice. Yeah, I think the super evolved Dark Miho is pretty great. But yeah, guys, so like I said, you can just kind of see these runs in the background as I talk. There's nothing really special about it. I just target, like I said, the Dark Persephone. I target the dragon at the end, and I just let it run on auto. And I did moving past my main team, I did a theory craft where I took out my super evolved Dark Miho, and I replaced it with just a regular Dark Miho in case you guys have a similar team makeup but you're not able to actually super evolve her yet. Then you can kind of run this similar team comp. I am using HP aggressors here, just generally because HP aggressors take damage pretty easily, and they deal a lot of damage as well. I don't think there's any death break on this field, so the defense aggressors could probably be used in place here. I can't remember what all the monsters on these stages do, but I don't think there's a defense break. But if I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments, guys. So yeah, so I am using HP aggressors, but moving forward past the replacing the super evolved Dark Miho, I am going to show the team that everyone has had access to the monsters for, and that team is made up of the Dark Birdie lead, Dark Miho, and a Light Victoria, as well as the Dark Sierra. So you might be able to use the Light Sierra in this case, but you have to be mindful that she will take some of the damage that you are trying to send towards your light aggressor. So I've instead of using the Light Jean, I am using the Light Victoria. And that's just because with this particular team, if you were playing for the past few months, you had the potential to rebirth the Dark Birdie, the Dark Miho, everyone by default, but gets a Light Victoria, and hopefully, I know the Dark Sierra was pretty hard to farm, but everyone did have the potential to actually make her. So this team is fully farmable, or not fully farmable, but was farmable at some period of time. Now the only monster here that I would say is on a special gem set is the Light Sierra. She is on a siphon set, so that she can clear the waves more efficiently. In this case, my Light Victoria is only on a protection for defense set. The Dark Miho here, the regular Dark Miho here, is on an HP set, a life set, sorry. And then the Birdie is, I think he's on a intuition set, potentially. But yeah, guys. So as you can see, this team is successful, just like the other team was. Now I haven't done a lot of runs with this particular team, so I can't tell you what the kind of failure rate is. I don't think it's quite as stable as it's likely not as stable as having the Dark Cupid and the super evolved Dark Miho, and that's just because the Cupid will provide a shield, so he can take some of the damage off of your monsters with his shield, and then of course the Dark super evolved Dark Miho is just OP. But yeah, guys, so that's just the current makeup of this team, and I hope it gave you guys some ideas on, you know, how you can maybe just progress to Dragons B7, or how you can build a Dragons B7 team. You know, if you can't use one of these monsters, you just have to kind of look at your box, or you don't have one of these monsters, you have to look at your box and think about what might work for you, and you just have to try some stuff out until you know, you can kind of get things going. If you can't run the higher level dragons, then that's fine, guys. Run whatever dragons that you're able to run until your monsters start improving, your gems start improving, and you can kind of you know, get monsters, or, you know, start building teams for the higher levels. You know, either the levels that guarantee a 5 to 6 star gems, or Dragons B10, which only guarantees 6-star gems. But yeah, guys, so I hope this helped you, or helped somebody think more about building their Dragons B7 team. And with that, I will sign off and say thank you guys for watching.